Carrie. I am going to demonstrate the different exercises that are in Workout 1, and I'm just going to go through each one, and I may attach a label just to kind of give you an idea so that you can watch it, learn it in your head. And again, feel free to contact me at any time if anything sounds strange, or if you forget what something looks like or how it should be done. I'm also going to demonstrate the different modifications. So I'm not going to do the recommended or the prescribed number of repetitions, but rather I'm just going to demonstrate the actual exercise. So with Workout 1, you actually begin with plie squats, and I'm just using an 8-pound dumbbell because that's what I have here. But you want to go a little bit heavier, probably a slightly challenging weight, and your plie squats just involve coming into a wide position. Your knees are tracking with your second and third toe. You're holding the dumbbell. You're just coming down and lifting up. Make sure you're pushing through your heels, so you're really engaging your glutes, and you're not letting your knees come in front of your toes. So that's your plie squat. Then you have jump squats, which this is more of a plyometric move, but just begin from a basic squat position, pushing through your heels, feet right about hip width distance apart. You're coming down, sticking your bottom back, jumping up and back to the squat position. Jump up, back to that position. That's your jump squat. Then you have reverse lunges, and basically just from a standing position, you're coming back, lowering down into lunge, stepping forward. Coming back, down to your lunge, and then forward. And you'll want to make sure that when you come down, you don't want to look like this, but think of two 90-degree angles, and you're just alternating your legs. And I apologize if my dog comes in the middle. Then you have a plank or modified plank with a tricep kickback. And I'm going to demonstrate this with 8 pounds. So the full version looks like this. You're up, and excuse me, Madison, watch out, folks. Wide-legged plank, you're coming back, kicking your tricep back, but keeping the elbow in place. The modified version, you're just coming into a modified plank like this. And then you have a side plank with a lateral raise. And so this, your side plank, actually you're resting on your elbow and forearm, keep the elbow directly beneath your shoulder, lifting the hips up. So an option here, you can modify coming onto your knee, but still keep the hips lifted, or let both legs remain extended. Your lateral raise, you're bringing your arms straight out from the shoulder, lifting up, slight bend to your elbow, right back to that starting position. So I believe you have 8 each side. Then the third phase, shoulder bridge with leg extended, which looks like this. Beginning in shoulder bridge position, lifting the hips up, facing the ceiling, lift one leg, and if you can, see if you can straighten your leg. Now push through the heel of your base leg, lower down, and lift up. So again, your option is right here. Just keeping that knee bent, but again, it's not a leg lift, but rather you're lifting through the hips. Following that, you have abductor squats. Abductor squats, just like your basic squat, but you're adding an abductor lift. So you're coming down, reaching out, it's not a kick, and out. Following that, you have sumo squat walks, which basically you're coming into your almost that plie squat position, and you're walking one leg, then the other. And you can go forward 8 and then take it back. And you just stay low in that position. Your fourth, shoulder bridge with chest press. So you'll come back to that shoulder bridge position, this time with dumbbells. You're lifting the hips up, coming up, and you'll want to select a heavy enough weight, really for any of the exercises that require weight. You want a heavy enough weight that you will feel fatigued and almost like you can't do another repetition at the end of that set. You follow that with front pulls. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier, and I recommend you go heavier for your front pulls. And you're beginning with the weight coming down. Feet are wider than hip width distance apart. You're coming down, pulling up, leading with your elbow. So this is a lot of your upper back doing the work. Then you would switch sides after the recommended number of repetitions. And then we have tricep dips. So this is basically kind of almost like a crab walk position. You're coming down, and you can let your bottom hang. Your fingers are facing towards your feet. You're bending your elbows and lifting up. Those are your tricep dips. Following that, you have a little transition, basically downward dog into lunge twist. So you would come into a downward dog position, bring one leg forward, twist, and step back. Bring the other leg forward and twist. And just continue repeating that for about 8 times each side. For your core, at the end, we have a few exercises to go through. Your tabletop alternating balance, which is just reaching opposite arm, opposite leg, coming down. Then you have your double leg stretch, which looks like this, keeping your knees slightly bent. Lower down just to no further than a 45-degree angle, and then lifting back up, keeping the upper body on the ground. Then you have your frog. So you're just going to keep both hands lightly behind your head. Make sure you're not interlacing your fingers. Coming out, keeping the knees just above the hips, reaching out and coming back. And then you have your roll back, which basically you're just going to roll back to that threshold right when you almost want to come all the way down, and then lift back up. Roll back, and then lift back up. Follow with your plank with a knee pull. So this looks like this. You're going to come into that plank push-up position.